Yo, speaking of the offense, speaking of even both sides of the ball, are there any scheme changes you would make during this stretch run?
There is one. I would like to see us get involved in the quick passing game a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
run so many doggone bubble screens to our wide
Yeah.
receivers, and I was listening to a pod this week. They were saying they're so unsuccessful,
Yeah.
and part of it being is Norwell and Trey Turner are not getting to the second level to block it.
Right.
So if we're not doing it, like if our line can't do this, stop calling the plays.
Mm.
Let's stop doing that.
Yeah.
You think back to the game against the Giants in the very final play on offense for us. We ran a bubble screen to Curtis Samuel, and it went nowhere, and because we couldn't block the second level to free him up and let him run. So I'd like to see us scrap that call and just do a lot more quick screens. How often was Terry open against the Giants on screen passes?
Exactly. Yeah.
This isn't that hard.
Yeah.
I don't understand why it takes why we don't do this more often. You see it all across the NFL on screens. Like the receivers are too fast for corners to keep up with it. Like especially third down, they may be expecting it, but first and second down, you only need to get 5-6 yards. Let's do that. The other thing for me is I'd like to see us get our tight ends involved a little bit more. Logan Thomas has really had a wash of the season.
Yeah.
And some of it is because of injuries, but our tight ends in general were way more involved in the offense last year, and this year they're not at all.
Yeah. No, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And one of the ways to do that, one of the things I'm thinking, one of the things I think we need to do, we need to run more of the RPO. Our running game is a threat from either either Curtis Samuel, Brian Robinson, or Antonio Gibson. We also have a threat with Taylor Heineke and his legs. If people will obviously, once we get that motion going and we run the ball and we're handing it off and having the whole line shift and everything, the defenses are running with that. That back end is wide open a number of times. And a number of times they've looked and they've gotten that, but they haven't consistently done that. They need to continue that, utilize legs. And what this also does, I almost want to get it similar to our RG3's offense. You remember in you know what I mean? You remember in those games, I can't remember. I think it was the Saints game for sure, definitely the Dallas game, where that true RPO, where he's looking to either hand off, run, or he has that option to throw it right up the middle. That slant in that. Think about that with Terry coming down. You know what I mean? That would hold that linebacker right there. We need to invest in doing some more of that because, look, I'm looking at Daniel Jones. I'm looking at Justin Fields. I'm looking at Jalen Hurts. All these guys who have had pretty solid years, at least, and with rushing. Taylor can do if Taylor's already can move. He's already mobile. Let's get him out there with let him use his legs a little bit more. Basically, I'm saying let's kind of take the chances away from him throwing an interception. All right. We know he's mobile, and we know he's nifty on his feet. You know, he's not one of these guys he's mobile, but he's careless. You know, we've seen him hit that spin move. We've seen him, get down and act as a running back. So let's, kind of move that along. Cause I think if we use that, that's going to freeze the defense. Then we have the opportunity to kind of hit some plays. You talk about those quick passes, these quick slants, a tight end right up the gut. How many times did, RG3 or even back when Carson Wentz was running that RPO, how many times did he sit there, hold it, and then pop up and hit the tight end on a seam route? You know what I mean? Let's sit there and use it and start using things inside that box. There's 7 in front, our guys right here. Let's sit here and start gashing that box because there's success in there. If Brian Robinson doesn't just bulldoze it over, we got Gibson and Gibson and Samuel, and sometimes McLaurin on jet sweeps and kind of option runs in the backfield. Let's keep doing that. Keep moving that, and keep that defense on their heels. So that's definitely something I would like to see changed on.
I think that's a great idea, especially like you mentioned the RPO over the middle. As you were talking, I started thinking about maybe we need to run him on some more boots and stuff where if no one's open, he can run it. But then, we're limiting how many players he needs to be throwing it to, that type of stuff. But he's not that accurate on the run. He's had some problems, but there's a big difference between on the run versus RPO, and he can be already in his drop. So I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. In this game, oh yeah. So hey, so you got any other scheme changes? You think that
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I think I'm good with that. I think I'm definitely good with that.
Thanks for watching. If you like that clip, be sure to check out the other great content from the Let's Talk Football community. And as always, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when more great content like this becomes available.